Welcome to the Rec Room Podcast. Y'all know the drill. I'm gonna load this music up. We got T Streets in the building early. T Streets,
You
what's good with you?
chilling. What's up? What's up?
Ain't nothing. I'm trying to get the theme music in there. Where is that? Here we go. Yeah.
Sure.
How your week been going, bruh?
Week been going all right. How about yours?
It's been going a bit busy, man. Just busy. Seemed like the last few weeks been super busy, but I ain't gonna
Come on,
complain.
man.
Busy make the time go by.
Oh,
We got Trey in the building.
Come on, man.
What's up, Trey?
Yeah. We here, baby.
Yo.
What's up with you?
We got
Uh-oh.
Millie's in the
Oh,
building.
man.
What?
Who let this?
What's
good?
good?
T
with you?
Streets.
What's good?
Emmanuel. General. My money wow. I told y'all I'm a younger him, bro. I come correct every time, man. The world keep going around, man. The world is yours, baby. The world is yours, baby. Call it, man. I can't call anyone. Blessed and highly favored. You know that.
We here.
That's what's good.
We here, baby.
What's up,
We
Trey?
here.
You had any ain't no sports going on? Ain't no baseball?
Bruh, I was just about to say, I just left True's basketball game, bruh. I just left his
Word.
basketball game.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Word.
He scored. This was his first game. You know what I'm saying? So he scored. You know, I'm trying to be on the sidelines, but I'm used to coaching him, so I'm screaming at him during the game on what to do.
Facts.
That's
And
how it be.
he looking at me like, Dad, like you gotta chill, bro.
Yeah, that's how
You know what I'm
that's how
saying?
my father used to be.
Yes,
dog. He
sir.
used to had the deepest voice on the football field. Everybody thought he was a monster. Me, he was
That's
just getting on my nerves, bro. He was
Yeah,
getting on my nerves.
you like, hey, Dad, you got chill. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah,
But
man.
nah, he scored. They came up a little bit short. One of his homeboys played for the other team, so you know he was trying to, duel against him a little bit, but they came up a little bit short. But hold on. Now I'm gonna wait till the music stop, and I gotta send a shout out.
I'm gonna stop it then. Let's get it.
Yes, sir.
So listen, I'm gonna give a shout out to my baby cake, okay? To my daughter, my 6-year-old baby cake. She won national championship in her dance competition
dope,
last
bro.
week. So
Yo,
giving a
congratulations.
shout out to Noe, man. She did her thing,
Okay.
man. My baby,
No,
she did
congratulations,
her thing.
no.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate
Well,
that, y'all.
For real,
With
man.
that, I'm gonna welcome everybody to the Rec Room Podcast. This is episode number 23. You got me as your host, E1. We got T Streets in the building. We got
Bang,
Trey
bang.
Philando, and we got a special guest. This is his second time on the pod. We're gonna give a round of applause for Millie, man. We appreciate you, bro.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all, baby. Hey, look, if you're listening now, go share the live stream. This is the #1 podcast in the world.
Number one.
It's #1 trending on
I told you,
Podbean.
T.
Come tap in.
We number one, T.
Come tap in.
I've been told you, T.
You know how the youngest say, we the one, not the two, baby.
Exactly.
True that.
So tonight's episode is called The War of Art. Now I know most people are mostly familiar with The Art of War because that's a very popular book. But what we're calling this episode is The War of Art, and this is based off a book that Steven Pressfield wrote. And so what we're going to do is we're going to get into what that kind of means, and we're going to relate it to regrets. So this is going to be an episode us talking about regrets, talking about our regrets, and we're going to relate the title of this book to how you can get over having regrets, or making it so you don't even have to have regrets if you think a certain way and you do certain things. So
Sure.
the first thing that we're going to talk about tonight is the weather, man. And of course we know it's hot here, but according to this article in CNN, it's basically saying that it's going to be hot everywhere, and it ain't going to stop. So I'm going to just read a little bit from the article, right? So it says 2024 will probably be hotter than this year because of El Nino. Damn, I wish AG was on here to say it the right way. NASA scientists say,
Puerto
right?
Rico.
Puerto
Yeah,
Rico.
right. So it says as millions baked under a relentless heat wave in South and Southwest U.S. and as temperatures soar around the northern hemisphere, NASA scientists warned Thursday that we haven't even seen the worst of El Nino, and next year will likely even be warmer for the planet.
Dog.
So I
Wow.
guess this is part of the global warming.
Yes,
And when they
sir.
say warmer, I don't really know what that means. I know it's hot here, but it's normal. And for those who don't know, we're from the DMV area. That's DC, Maryland, and Virginia. And
Mm-hmm.
so for our summers, it's hot and it's humid more than anything. But I guess this is something that's, I don't know, I guess all around it's going to be like this.
Yo,
Bro.
I seen some stuff, right? I was at work. I watched the news channel, and they had the weather on, and they was explaining how we about to receive 23 world records of Fahrenheit degrees, man. It's going down in different
23.
states. It's supposed to be over 120 degrees coming up, E1. It's crazy.
Hey, that's crucial.
That's crucial.
Bro. And
Make sure you
it's
got a lot of
global.
water.
But
Global.
it's global, and it relates to death. It causes more storms. It's so many. Listen, they had like 20 heat related deaths in the last, I would say,
Oh, and
month.
you know what? I've been
Just
seeing
in
that too.
Arizona is crazy,
Arizona is definitely crazy. Wow.
Yeah, they getting to like 113 and 114.
bro.
I can't even imagine. I can't imagine that. And I think what happens, I think this is the scary part. It's like when it's that hot, I think people go outside and you don't even know that
Yeah,
you're getting ready to be affected the way you are. It's
right.
scary
Yes,
because I'm
you're right.
sure that some of these people that are passing out have been at hot temperatures before. So you probably you might have your water and everything, but it's just that day your body can't take it. To me, that's what the scary part is, man, because you just never know.
Bro. Yeah,
man.
no, you're right. But
Facts.
but to add to that, you know, like, all of us just being younger or whatever, you always say, okay, cool. Well, when the sun go down, the temperature should drop. Well, no, because now it says heat waves are also coming to include another increasingly dangerous element: overnight temperatures that don't cool down enough to offer sufficient reprieve from oppressive daytime heat, particularly for people without access to air conditioning. And then it
Hey,
says, what's up? What's up, E?
no, go ahead.
It says hotter nights are a consequence of the climate crisis. Scientists have warned on average nights are warming faster than days in most
Wow.
of the United States. That's never happened before.
Never.
Yeah,
That's
I know.
different.
I know my
That's
my
different.
grass getting burnt up. I know that shit.
Bruh.
It don't matter how much. It don't matter how much I water it. That shit still brown spots in it. So I give
Bro,
up,
you
dog.
gotta address
You gonna
that.
come out front with the E1 looking like Sahara Desert.
Yeah,
Bro, you gotta put some true
all my
green on that
neighbors
joint, bro.
all my neighbors got the underground water joints that come out around. I got the old school
You
joints
got
that
the
go
old
back and
school.
forth. They
You got
take
the
it to the
fresh
backyard.
Yeah,
You got the
look.
fresh sample. You got the fresh sample joint.
When you get the Fred Sanford joint, right, you just gotta run to Home Depot and grab you a couple of patches of the green and make
Hey,
it look
dog.
good.
Hey,
That's all.
dog.
Make it look
I'm
good.
just saying. I'm just saying. You
Nah,
good, bro.
for real. But you know the
Absolutely.
the biggest story, and everybody is paying attention to this, right? So it's a
What
young
we got here?
lady, a 25-year-old young lady named Carly Russell.
I seen
and
that.
I'm gonna read a little bit from the article. But so it's titled "Missing Alabama Woman Returns Home Unharmed After Telling Police She Saw an Unattended Child." So 25-year-old woman who sparked the police search and national media headlines when she disappeared
Come
from
on,
an
baby.
Alabama highway
Wow.
Thursday has turned up unharmed, and nothing has happened to her.
That's
And
good.
that's the good part, but the bad part
That's
is
good. That's good.
that's the good part, but it
I don't
seems
know. I
like
don't know how
that.
good it is for her ass now.
Right, it seems like she made the story up.
Oh.
And that's what it's pointing to. So police went through her text messages, and she had searches in the text message about the bus line and how do stuff like how do you get away with being abducted and just all this wild stuff related
Lord.
to what happened to her.
Listen,
she
what,
lit
baby
up the
girl,
movie Taking T Streets.
First of all, people got
Amber alerts and everything.
people gotta know. People gotta know that Google is neutral.
Facts.
Google is not on your side. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
At
She
all.
she she searched in Google. How what did she search? Do you
How
have to
to
pay for?
abduct.
Do you have to pay for an Amber Alert?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Wow.
do you have to pay? Like she typed it in Google
Mm.
and they found what she typed, bro.
But you got to
See?
understand, people got to understand that once police get involved, they can search anything on your phone.
Facts.
Anything,
Anything.
anything,
See,
and they
people
got
fail to
they
realize they track your history. All your algorithms
everything.
and everything. If you don't go back and delete it yourself, it's stored in your cloud. So that's how you
It's
get caught
stored.
up.
Period. Once you
It
type it
is.
and you press enter, it's entered.
It's entered and
Well,
it's
you know,
permanent.
a lot of black women are saying that it is really kind of fucked up that that she
Mm-hmm.
did this because
Yeah.
black women rarely get attention. Like there's been a
Mm-hmm.
lot of missing people, and
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, in the DMV area alone, it
yeah,
gets
Yeah.
busy down here, man.
and it rarely gets attention. And now that you had national attention, and then it comes out that you lied, that makes it
Mm-hmm.
tough on women in the future. You know that
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
that happens to, and I get why they feel that way. But my question with y'all is, why do you think she would do that? Why do you think a person would do something like that?
T, why would your boo do that, T?
Man, listen, I have no clue. This is what I'm kind of upset that they did come out with the update because I wanted to call this story bullshit from the get go because it sounded like bullshit when I read it. So I,
Facts.
I wanted to be the insensitive asshole to call bullshit before the police department did their investigation. But I don't know. I have no clue why she might do this. Maybe she's just starving for attention.
It
And
could
that's the
be.
times that we living in. And it says
Mm-hmm.
by this site called Dane says it's 250,000 women and teenage
Mm.
girls that are reported missing every year in the U.S. Right.
Quarter of
Wow.
a million.
So now when we
Every
say
year.
missing, they say a lot of it turns up to be runaways, and they do
Mm-hmm.
return home, but they're saying that the runaways also, so sometimes it's not that the person just gets abducted, but a runaway is on the street, and you're
Mm-hmm.
being on the street so long that you turn into, you're out there long enough for
Right.
something to happen
It
to you.
makes
Yeah.
you
And
accessible
yeah, and, and,
to
and
all
that's
violence.
and that's what happens. I just don't, for me, I'm just thinking about try it's hard to get into the psyche of a person, but I guess the times that we living in, everything is about clout and everything is about attention.
It
But
is.
to fake an abduction and be 25, I mean, I could even see, I mean, I can't see why you would do it, but a 12, 13-year old whose brain is not fully developed, you may would think could do something dumb or stupid like that. But when you're
Right.
Mm-hmm.
25 years old,
That's
I just
true.
don't know where you at mentally to actually do that and then not think it through, that not know that, I mean, I don't get it. I'm
To
lost
keep
on
it
on the
tall though,
point.
E1, it could be a lot of things running through her head, right? As them getting older, she's 25, still young. She go through mad different things. She probably don't have a good rapport with her family. Her parents is neglecting her, or she's neglecting the
Possibly.
parents. She's not listening too well, or she don't have friends at school. It could be a lot of different, thoughts about what she's going through. But the bottom line in that is, if you figure you abduct, you trying to get away, it got to be something at home. It got to be something personal going on in your household that you don't like, and you're
Mm-hmm.
trying to make an excuse to say, I'm leaving. I don't like what
Man,
my
It's
parents is doing to me. I want to fake my frame of leaving this world, and that's it. But she probably felt conscious and thought to say, if I do this, how would they feel? And that's why she came back. You see?
man,
so yeah. So it's a couple things with that. First of all, I really wanted to believe that she was abducted, unfortunately. But when
Mm-hmm.
she showed up 2 days later, I don't know no kidnappers that drop your ass off at your mother
Never
house
at the
in
front
my
door.
life. Now, where it's messed up. The worst is that to add on to what E said, black girls and women are only 15% of the U.S. female population,
Mm.
but but of the over but of the over 268,000 girls and women reported missing in 2020, more than 90,000, nearly 34% were black. So you really have girls that never ever came home and your ass out here. I was talking to Nikki. I was like, yo, what if it was over a dude? Like, what if
Yeah.
she just got pissed off? But I was just rambling because I'm like, man, how could you? What kidnappers drop you off? And Charlemagne, I
Mhm.
hate to give credit to Charlemagne, but Charlemagne, he hit the damn nail
Shout
on
out
the
to
head.
Charlemagne, man.
He was like, out of all these damn cases, how did they pick up on the one that was fake? Like
Exactly.
how
Oh
the one
yeah.
that was fake
Cause you really
go,
got abductions out
got
here,
the
yo.
most attention for a
Mm.
black female? I think it
But
was
you
because
know,
she said she saw a white child. Honestly, I
And
exactly,
think
she's in
if she
exactly,
was
Alabama.
just
And
exactly.
black,
she's in
if she
Alabama.
was
Ring
just
ring.
black, if she was just black by herself, she saw a black baby, we wouldn't even know about this goddamn thing.
At
You feel what
all.
That's
I'm
what I
saying?
think it is. No, no, I
They love
think
the
that
race,
because she
the
said
race component.
because she said she saw a baby. Because you know, honestly, when she first reported it, and this before she got found, I'm thinking like, damn, that's fucked up. People using babies.
Yeah,
I'm telling my wife,
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm telling my wife, I'm like, look, when you go to the gas station, don't get out. I'm
yeah.
giving her all these
Man,
rules because
keep your
because
head
you
up.
know what I'm saying, right?
Everything. Eat
Yeah, I'm
what?
But
like,
that's
yeah,
real though. But that's
That's
real.
no,
You
for
got to
real,
real.
do
bro.
that.
Facts. I
And
do that
she
with my
out here
little
playing.
sisters,
Word,
bro.
dog.
I tell my little sisters every day, keep your head up. They too quick to be on the phone everywhere they go. No, you
They
need to
they
be
on
more
they on the
attentive.
phone,
You
dog.
gotta be up, man. Be aware, cause you got people out here that don't have no type of sense. You gotta
Bro, I'm
understand
at the
this.
point. I'm at the point. It's a gas station by my house, right?
Right.
And I drove there. This was maybe like 2 weeks, maybe like a month ago. And when I drove there, it was these two dudes, just two young kids, just
Mm.
outside, standing outside the gas station. And
Oh
I didn't
my
even feel
god.
like being asked for nothing. And it was
Right.
it just looked suspect. I pulled
Mm-hmm.
up to the joint and just pulled off and went to another gas station, dog.
Wow.
Yeah, bro.
Like, cause it's
Nah,
just
I
where
got you.
we at. I just don't have the
Yeah.
time. I peep
Yeah.
everything. I look at everything. It's sad that you
Mm-hmm.
got to live that way or got to be that way. But
That's
But
that's
it's
true.
where I'm
real.
at with it, man.
It's real,
It's
man,
real.
because you got not all of them is bad. You got some youngins hang out on the gas station. They try to really make a dollar, help their family, support their dreams and everything else. But coming from where we come from, DMV, it's just so much malicious acts going on out here, man. You
Yeah.
can't trust nobody, man. You can't trust
Yeah,
Yeah.
them.
yeah.
Yeah, bro.
And you
And
got to be overprotective. Some people look at. I noticed that people use when it comes to your children or family, people
hmm
use overprotective as a bad word. You feel what I'm saying? They'll
yeah,
say
of
stuff like
course. Of
"you
course they do.
overprotective," and I'm like, you
Until
know
something
what?
happen.
But look, I embrace
Right.
that. I embrace that. Call me overprotective. You're right. I'm
Yeah.
overprotective. But
Yep.
you know
Absolutely.
what I
I'm
mean?
breathing
Like that's
down
how I
your
think
neck
about it.
because I'm
Yeah,
making sure you safe and
Yeah.
you gonna make it home tonight. Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
I'll take
Yeah,
that
bro.
card. I'll take that
yeah,
label.
yeah. I'll be overprotective. So, but
Hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro.
and some music news since we all music junkies. I think Millie's probably like who you
Millie
like,
like
Millie? You like
Lil
21
Uzi.
Savage, Lil
Yeah.
Uzi.
Let me embrace it there. So, I just recently turned 29 on July the 12th this month, right? All
True,
right.
Okay.
true,
Yep, yeah, I
true,
had a
true, true.
birthday. It
Happy
was
birthday,
awesome.
Playboy. Happy
Thank you,
birthday,
thank
Playboy.
you,
Yeah, happy
brothers.
B-Day.
Yeah, yes,
Belated,
sir.
belated.
So before I came on here, I was cranking that the Masqueraders on that Call Me album called The Traveling Man. I like to
Okay,
play it
okay.
real old school. I like R&B. So
Yeah, you
Okay,
lost me, son.
traveling,
So
man. The
okay.
yeah, yeah,
traveling. T
yeah,
might
yeah,
know.
That's what's
I
up.
bet
You
you T
got
do.
you must got an old soul. You heard of that T?
yeah. Tap it in, The Masqueraders.
Nah, I don't know that one.
The
Yeah,
Masqueraders. Yeah. They're from the
The
70s.
Traveling Man. Yep, The
The
Traveling
traveling
Man.
man. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, the
Nice.
when you're on
traveling
your
man.
own.
Yeah.
Hmm.
That's dope.
Come on, man.
So in
Come on,
some
man.
music
Yeah.
news, um, yeah, AG's favorite artist, Jay-Z.
Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny. Oh, okay.
Bad buddy.
He has an exhibit called the Book of Hove, and it
Yep.
opened in the public library in New York. And when I first saw it, I thought it was like his own museum, but it says
Right.
the Jay-Z lyrics that have gone up on outside of the Brooklyn Public Library are actually part of a special exhibition. The exhibit chronicles the life of the influential Brooklyn native opening Friday. It's called The Book of Hove and highlights his incredible journey and the impact Jay-Z has had on the music industry and the world. He navigated the gritty streets of Brooklyn's Marcy projects to the halls of Rock Nation, and now he shines as one of the brightest stars in our constellation. With his rhymes sharper than a knife and beats hotter than the summer, Jay-Z is a beacon of hope for those who dare to dream beyond the confines of their circumstances. So Jay-Z is still that dude, I guess,
How
and he
many
has
how many times has Junior been there already, T? I mean,
Man,
I'm just asking. Hey, E, how many times your man been there already? E, how many
I
times
don't
your
know,
man?
How
but
many? How many?
I think it's dope that I mean, that's dope to have an exhibit. Actually, when I saw it, I don't even know where. I don't know if I was looking on, if it was on social
Mm-hmm.
media or if it was
Mm-hmm.
on
Yeah, yeah,
TV.
it was.
But
It
I
was.
saw them on. They were filming it, and it looked dope.
Okay.
Because they
Okay.
got like the Baseline Studio. I guess they reset up the Baseline Studio because it looked
yeah,
just
they
like.
recreated it.
Okay. Because
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, that shit look just like it. And then they
It's
have
not better than the trap joint though, is it though, E?
uh, you know he ain't fucking with Ti, but.
Oh,
It is
shots
dope though.
fired.
You feel what I'm
Shots
saying?
fired.
It's dope. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. It's dope. But you know, ain't fucking with
He
my
caught
man,
that one.
Joe.
He
You
Hey,
know
caught
what I'm
look,
that. He
saying?
caught
it's
that
not,
one.
Yeah.
He caught that one real bad.
it's not as immaculate. E1, it's not immaculate.
Nah,
It's,
T
it's,
out my
it's
Exactly.
all
man,
right.
dog. T
It's
out
all
my
right,
It's
man.
all
nah,
right.
the joint dope. You know what I mean? I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
dope too.
ill.
I mean, but this is what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's dope. I take nothing from anyone. And this is probably
Right.
gonna sound like I'm hating, but I'm not. I'm just being for real.
Go ahead.
Sometimes I like to see things from people that we haven't heard about or we don't know,
Sure.
or
Okay.
someone that's gonna come up because when I see something about Jay-Z, I think it's dope. When I see something about Beyonce, it's dope. But they doing something
Yeah.
all the time. They accomplishing stuff all the time. We're
Okay.
not taking nothing away from them. But I would love to
Okay.
see some other people shine and get some. And I'm not saying they get all the credit, whatever, but I'm used to hearing good Jay-Z stories. I want to hear some other people's stories and some other positive artists or some other
So,
artists that's shining. You know,
so do you think he hogs the spotlight? Do you believe Dame Dash, an interview that he had where he said that Jay loved to promote himself? Do you
do I
believe
think
that
he?
statement?
Yeah, I think yes to a certain degree. I mean, I think if you're trying to get at
Donna,
it,
what
I
up,
mean,
Donna?
me listening to
Johnny.
how Jay-Z speaks,
Donnie.
his whole goal was to make it to where he is right now. So I think that comes with you having to be a certain type of way. You have to want
Yo,
the
you
attention
can't hate on
if
Jay,
you want
bro.
to
He come from
achieve.
the project like everybody else. He started from the ground up. Now look at him. He's a true pillar of black excellence, bro. You gotta respect
And
where
it's
respect is due.
dope.
You gotta
And
do it, bro.
you do, and we'll be talking
You
about it in a
got to,
couple more
man.
months because then he gonna do something else. And I'm not saying it ain't tight. I just want to see, you know what I'm saying? I just want to see
So who's going?
something else.
Who's
You know,
going?
Who's next?
Who's going to it? Who's going to the museum?
Not me.
Uh,
I'm a bigger whole
I'm,
fan as
I'm
anybody.
a Biggie fan. I'm a Biggie fan. I don't know.
now I tell you this: if he was here, you know,
Yeah,
if he
if
was
it was
here,
here,
then
yeah.
it'd be different. You know what I mean? But I'm not making a special
Okay.
trip to drive 4 hours to
Yeah.
go see an exhibit at the
Okay.
library.
He stole my
If it
man's
was in
style. I don't
Queens,
hit.
if it was in
He
Queens,
stole my
I
man's
might
style.
go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I got to
Yeah.
be in
Queens right
Queens,
there.
T.
It's
Because
closer.
then it'd be about somebody else.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I see
yeah,
what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
You get it? You
Oh
get it?
my
You
It'll
God!
get
be
it?
Matter of
it'll
You
fact,
from Brooklyn?
it'll
You
be
get
matter of
it?
closer
fact,
to the
You
Mecca.
get
let's
it?
go ahead. Let's
Ah,
get to it. So,
the
and
true
some more
MC,
music
Nazi.
news. And some more music news. Nas is coming out with a new album tomorrow, and I'm gonna let T Streets take over. T, what's the name of the album? What's going on with it, man?
Magic
Bang
2.
bang.
It's going to
Magic
be the
2.
sequel to his surprise album a couple Christmases ago, Magic,
Magic.
featuring
Magic.
50 Cent. 50 will be on it. I'm not sure how much 50 will have on the project, but he will
I
definitely
saw the
be
track
on the
listing,
project.
T.
I saw the
He
confirmation.
he's on the
50
second
said he's
song.
gonna be on it.
You
50
said you
said it
saw
himself.
the track listing. How the
Yeah.
track listing look? I haven't seen it.
It's a total of 10 songs. 50 is on the third song.
Okay.
Well, yeah, it's an
He's
intro,
still great.
then
He
a
don't need
song,
15,
and
16
then
tracks. All I need is 10.
Yeah.
nah, this is his
Yeah.
fifth album with the
In 4
producer
years.
Hit Boy, who
4
gave him
years.
a resurgence in his music, and I think all the projects have been dope. I mess with y'all about Nas all the time, but he is dope. Am I looking forward to it? I'm not really tripping off of it, but I will listen to it. I will say that.
Facts.
Now, I know
Facts.
that make
I
y'all
love how
probably
he
feel a little.
said. I love how he said.
I
I
will
love how
listen
he
to
said. I
it.
love how he sneak jabs you. Hit Boy gave him a resurgence in his
I'm just
career,
saying.
like Nas wasn't already him. You feel what I mean? If
Exactly.
No,
And to be
if he
yeah.
honest,
Oh, hold
And
on,
to be
hold on, hold
honest,
on, hold on,
hey,
hold
what's
on,
up,
y'all.
AG?
We got
AG,
AG in the
just in
building,
time.
man.
Hey, Jizzle.
What I want to know is this. Did you ever
What's
sneak a
that?
Uzi in the island in the Army Jack of London?
Oh my
Nah,
God,
he
here
never
y'all
did
go.
Nas
that.
did. Nas did.
Nas did.
Oh, he
Oh my
come in
Nas
God, here
did.
y'all
heavy.
go.
AG come in
Nas,
Hey,
heavy.
look.
Oh,
AG coming
and he put
in
it on
with
mute.
the foreign
It's the
object
only way.
in his short.
It's the
Oh,
only way.
and he put it on mute. He say, "Sink that in."
Hey,
You
look.
dig?
Nas
You
Nas
dig?
is the born assassin. I give him
No,
that.
no,
You know
no,
what I
no,
mean?
no.
He can be a bit boring, but he's an assassin, and I
He
will
could
say that
be.
about him.
Born.
Donnie
Born.
said she
Just a
loves
little
her some
bit.
Nasir.
Oh,
Donnie
here
said
you
she
go.
loves some Nasir. There we go. There we go,
Yeah,
Donnie.
a lot of
That's
women
what
do.
I'm talking about.
Nas dope. Nas
Boring.
dope. So we
I
gonna
will say this:
I
it
say,
better be
boy,
dope though. It better be dope because if it's not, I'm gonna kill it next week.
Hit Boy is
I
really
don't
getting his
see.
props
Hit
nowadays. He's
Hit
gonna
Boy
show
is
out on his
Boring.
nasty,
album.
bro.
He is nasty, bro. He finally
Hit Boy
catching
is
his break,
nasty,
bro. He
bro.
been out for a while. He's catching his break with
Yeah,
Nas.
I'm telling you.
Nas gave him the resurgence.
He gave him the pass. He gave him the lob.
Nas
No,
gave him the
Keep it certain.
resurgence,
The King
Playboy.
Disease won a Grammy.
You
So
Keep it
look.
dig?
concerned. Keep it
So look.
concerned.
So look.
Kanye and Jay
Nas.
tried to keep Hit Boy down. Nas got him shining.
Because
True,
motherfuckers.
true.
Okay.
Mm.
So Nas.
Talk
So
about it.
he helped. So Nas helped him.
Yeah, hell yeah.
That's what we
Hell
Yes,
saying.
yeah. Yes.
equal
Okay.
I
footing.
believe.
Equal footing. They helped each other.
Yeah,
That
I
is
was
true. I
gonna
give
Okay.
you
say
that, T Streets.
it
Okay,
was
I give you
okay.
that, T.
mutually
I give you
beneficial
that,
I
but
accept that.
it's 51-49 for the GOAT.
51-49.
Good
Hey,
man.
AG, it was a word on here that
Lord.
I wanted you to pronounce, man. We was talking about the weather, and it's called what's it called? El Nino.
El Nino, which
There
means
you
little
go.
boy.
There
It's
you go, little boy. It's a
Okay.
little boy weather going around,
Yeah,
man.
we was talking about how hot it is, and they were saying that was the name of whatever it
Yeah,
was
El
that
Nino.
was
Yeah, it's
making
a
it
weather
hot.
pattern. In
There you
2
go.
years, it's going to be La Nina, and it's going to be like some wild stuff. It's going to be really wet out there. Pause.
Wow.
But so I even paused that.
Nah,
Nah,
but
keep
think
that.
about
Keep
it till you pause
that.
it.
We want her moist, AG. We don't want
Yeah,
I
anything
wasn't
dry,
even.
right?
exactly. We don't
You
want the
dig?
dryness.
Hey,
You
no, sir.
dig?
All right.
So
Wow, we
we
got a
gonna
lot
Yeah.
of people in the
No,
room.
we
This is
good.
beautiful. I feel the love.
But yeah,
yeah, for sure.
but E, I know you didn't ask me this,
Oh, let's get it.
but so feel about what crazy ass funny ass Tony Yayo was talking about with Ice
Uh-oh.
Cube,
Hey, Yayo is viral,
Oh,
bro. You gotta hear about
Biggie
Drake
joint,
chats. He
bro.
is too funny.
Yo, Tony Yayo is he's
E Money
bugged, but
Bag
he's
shooting out the limo.
funny.
He is
so let
He's
me
too
explain to
funny
funny.
the people. So let me
and he's
explain to the people.
alive. Go
So
ahead,
Tony
E.
Yayo, Tony Yayo is a rap artist that was under 50 Cent. He was in a group called G Unit is the name of the group,
Yep.
and he was on a podcast called Drink Champs, and they were asking him who did he like better? Did he like what they asked? Did he like Ice Cube or was it
Nah, it
Biggie?
was
Nah, it was
who's your favorite MC? He asked
Storytelling.
DJ
Storytelling.
Oh, that's
EFN.
right.
Storyteller,
Okay.
Yep,
storyteller.
yep, yep. It
No,
was
he's
L
who's
Cool
your top
J.
who's your top rapper? Who's the top MC? And then DJ EFN said Ice Cube. To
That's
which
right.
Tony Yayo started to bug his eyes out because
He's
he was in disbelief.
spazzing out on him.
He seemed to have a problem with that.
Right.
And then which my
A
man
big problem.
started to kind of educate him and said absolutely, like he doubled down, gave examples. Tony Yayo didn't
Right.
like the examples. It's okay though, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. He's cool
That's
people.
true.
True.
But it was fun. It was very entertaining to see it though.
It was actually
Yeah.
5 hours long as well.
Yep. No,
What y'all
exactly.
think
was an
about it,
investment
though?
of time.
I
Great.
What
can't
are
watch
y'all's
no
opinion
whole.
on best storyteller between Ice Cube, who has a bigger catalog, versus Biggie, who was Biggie?
Wow.
Ah,
I'll go
I'm
Cube.
going Biggie. I
I'll go
understand
Cube.
y'all kind of older. You all had Ice Cube since NWA. I get it. But as far as what I heard from Biggie and Ice Cube, I'm going with Biggie, bro. I'm the youngin. I'm sorry. I gotta go with Biggie, bro.
I think that I will go. I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go
It's
with
just
Biggie.
it's
even
too
with his,
detailed, brother. It's just
Bro,
too.
today was a good day
Oh my.
alone.
Today was a
Today
good
was
day.
have you
Somebody
ever heard
got
Death
to die.
Certificate?
If I go, you got to go. I mean,
That's
hey,
cute.
Come on
man.
now.
Death
I mean,
Certificate
we can
with
go
all
back
the
and
skits?
forth.
That's-
Yeah, that is true. Lethal Jackson, I got it. Ice Cube is definitely a real.
Death Certificate with the skits?
Yeah.
Bro, that's
So
a movie. And by the way, how are you going to be a story, not be labeled as the number one storyteller when the Bama's out there making movies?
It's true.
Not just
True.
one.
Q Vision
How are
some
we
True.
even having this
actuals.
conversation right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna close my
But
mouth.
I'm gonna sound like T.
Whoa,
I'm gonna sound like T.
good
You
point,
have
AG.
to go off the criteria.
Here we
You
go.
They were
do.
talking about.
Whoa.
They were talking about. They
Rap
were
story time.
rap. Right. They were talking about rap. So with me, I grew up as a very young boy listening to too much wild ass NWA shit. Ice Cube, Ice Cube stood alone. He stood alone in his solo career.
Hmm.
Ice Cube is so dog. Ice Cube is out of like
He's
he's
still
been a
going now.
mega
Don't they got a
star,
group? Snoop
but
Dogg
at
and
the
them?
same time,
Too short.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but at the
Mount
same
Westmore.
time, he's Cube and Biggie is Biggie. It's like to me, ain't no best between them two. They're both great. Like I'm
Mm,
not gonna choose one over the other one because
mm.
they're both like superstars, bro. So
You know
like
what? You sound
the
like
Facts.
all lives
argument is
matter right
like
now, man. I'm like, pick a side. Pick a
Pick
side.
one, AG.
bro.
You
Pick a
Because
can't straddle the
side.
because
fence.
No, you cannot,
because
sir.
because
Orlando, you got to
because you
choose
had
one side,
bec-
baby.
bec-
Hey,
because you had Ice Cube and jacking for beats, and then you had Biggie with what's the joint where the beat kept switching T. Anyway, he did the same thing that Cube did, so he admired it. I can't, bro. I'm not gonna choose over no Biggie and Ice Cube, bro. If
Yeah, that's
anything,
tough.
Nas is the
That's tough.
goat. Nas is the goat,
Nas
There you
and
did.
go.
that's that.
And you know what?
Nas
I'm gonna
did.
say no,
Nas
no,
did.
no. Look,
Nas
Nas
no.
did.
did.
The
Nas
rap
did.
game, the rap game ain't believing us. Nas
Hey,
did.
listen,
Nas
listen.
did.
All
Nas
right,
did.
listen. I think that I don't think that we've had a podcast where we didn't say Nas' name,
There
and
we
that's
go.
kind of
There we
crazy to
go.
me. That's kind of
There we
crazy to me. So
go.
with that,
That's
I'm gonna
tough.
get
Speak
off the Nas
greatness in what you do.
subject, and we're gonna get on. We're gonna talk about tonight's subject, right?
Let's
And
Sure.
go.
tonight, the title of this pod is the War of Art, and we're relating that to. We're also gonna get into regrets. Like we're gonna get into. There's an article we have about that this nurse who kind of did some research. She had patients, and she told a story about what a lot of them would say, but what they regretted that they didn't do before they passed away. But I'm gonna let
Mm.
Trey explain how we're relating the book to regret. So
hmm
Trey, go ahead, my brother.
So the correlation of it came from, well, first off, the actual article from the Guardian. I think like 2015. I was just I'm a person where I'm always looking for that motivation, right?
Mm-hmm.
And actually during that time, my sister was transitioning from cancer, so I was going through a lot of emotions, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was just trying to find some meaning. And so I was online, and I came across this article where it talks about a nurse, nurses who work in the hospice, and the overall regrets that patients have in their last days, right? And so they talk about these regrets that he's going to speak on, and then we're all going to get into. So my mindset now as an optimist, where how can we get people to not have these regrets in their last days? Because spoiler alert, we're all dying.
Yeah.
So we don't we have no clue when our last day is.
Mm-hmm.
And so until that time comes, what are you doing to put yourself in position where you're not looking back, dwelling on things that you did not do because of whatever reason? So the War of Art book talks about not letting yourself get into the mindset where you're helpless, where you are self sabotaging yourself. He calls it resistance.
Mm.
Inside of the book, he talks about the resistance. He talks about the resistance is the writer who doesn't write. He does everything but sit down and write because that's what his passion is. That's what his blessing is. But we put so many things in front of us. we self-sabotage what our true meaning in life is. So
Mm.
that's what he's talking about. When he talks about the war of art, explains how you can do more creative work and overcome your procrastination, distraction, and paralysis.
And that
Mm.
Stephen
will help you
Pressfield,
not live with regrets.
that will help you not be on somebody's bed and in your last days thinking about what you did not do. Go ahead,
Mm.
E. Do you
And
think?
I'm going to, so this article came from this site called The Guardian, and we've gotten a few stories from there, right? And I'm not really going
Yep.
to go over the article. I'm not going to read the article, but I am going to read what the nurse put as what people were saying that their regrets were before they died. There's five of them. And so
Mm.
the first regret is it says, I wish I had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected.
I read
Mm,
that.
It says
Facts.
this is the most common regret of all. When
Mm.
people realize that their life is almost over and look back clearly on it, it is easy to see how many dreams have gone unfulfilled. Most people had not honored even a half of their dreams and had to die
mm,
knowing that it was due to choices they had made or not made. Health brings a freedom very few realize until they no longer have it. That's number one, right? And I'm gonna just
mm,
read all five
mm,
and then we can go back and
Cool.
talk
mm-hmm,
about it.
Cool.
Number two is I wish I hadn't worked so hard. This came from
mm.
every male patient that she nursed.
Every male
Every
patient.
male keyword male patients.
They missed their children's youth and their partner's companionship. Women also spoke of this regret, but as most were from an older generation, many of the female patients had not been breadwinners. All
Mm.
of the men
Mm,
I nursed deeply regretted spending so much of their lives on the treadmill of a work existence. That's number two. The third regret is I wish I had the courage to express my feelings. Says many
mm.
people suppress their feelings in order to keep peace with others. As a result, they settled for a mediocre existence and never became who they were truly capable of becoming. Many developed illnesses relating to the bitterness and resentment they carried as a result. The number four regret is I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. Often
Mm.
they
Mm.
would not truly realize the full
Wow.
benefits of old friends until their dying weeks, and it was not always possible to track them down. This y'all make me get sad and shit. Hold up. So it says,
Yeah. That's some five heavy topics right there, you was.
it
Woo.
says
Yeah.
many
Wow.
had become so caught up in their own lives that they had let golden friendships slip by over the years. There were many deep regrets about not giving friendships the time and effort that they deserved. Everyone misses their friends when they are dying. And the number
Mm,
Mm.
five is I wish I had let myself be happier. This is surprisingly a common one. Many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. They
it's a
had stayed
choice.
stuck
A
in old
choice.
patterns and habits. The so-called comfort and familiarity overflowed into their emotions as well as their physical lives. Fear of change had them pretending to others and to themselves that they were not content. When deep within, they longed to laugh properly and have silliness in their lives again. And so those are the
Mm.
top five regrets. That was deep with me reading it. I
Yeah,
don't
It
know
bro.
why
was.
that
It
made me
was.
feel away a little bit, but so those are the five regrets, right? And so when I go over number one, it says, I wish I had the courage to live a life of my true self and not the life others expected of me. That's a crucial one. But before we
Yeah, that's
even
Mm-hmm.
go
heavy.
through those, when we were doing the pod, we were supposed to list our top five regrets right now, as of now, in our lives. And I really tried to think about that. And
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that I don't have regrets.
That's good.
I
That's good.
have, I do have things that I feel like I could have done different when I
Mm-hmm.
look back, but I don't
Or
regret
better.
anything because everything that happened made me who I
There you
am.
go. There you
So I'm
go.
not saying I
Facts.
have it all right or nothing like that, but I don't necessarily have regrets. What about y'all?
I'm the same. I pop it off. I'm the same, man. Everything you go through is a lesson. It's a life journey. If you think of it as a regret, then it's a sense of failure because at the end of the day, you chose to make that decision. So any move you make, It's up to you. You know, it's really the cost of what you want, and it was meant to happen. It was really meant to happen. So that's my take on it.
AG, where you at,
AG.
AG?
I'm here, like similar to what my guy just said. I don't regret anything because that means I'm dead. Because anything that I've ever, things didn't work out the way I wanted it to. I just learned and applied now, which is like
Facts.
if I can pass right now, I'm good because everything has been done that I was supposed to do. There's certain things that
Great
are out of your
answer.
control. I'm not that arrogant to think that I can control every bit of my life. You know what I mean? I'm riding the wave. I just got to make sure I'm on the right angle of that wave where I can catch it instead of getting crushed by it.
And your
The
boat
one
stay
thing,
afloat.
yeah. The one thing I would say that, if I can go back in time, I would have helped people out a little bit more that I knew were moving a certain way. I would have been more
Okay.
vocal. I would have been more hands-on because they're unfortunately not here. That's something that I regret. You know what I mean? Like personally, like I wish I could have done. But since I've learned those lessons, I make sure to apply that with my relationships now to make sure that nothing slides.
There you go.
Facts.
True. T Streets, you got any regrets?
Yeah, I got some regrets. I regret not taking a promotion in I think I was early to mid 20s. I regret not taking this promotion because it would have ultimately had my coworker and friend at the time fired. Because I didn't take it, he was able to keep his job, but it was offered to me. He was like, "You take this job, we're letting this guy go." And I slept on it for a night, and I didn't have the heart to do it. I wish I would have took it now.
Fuck it, let him go.
Yeah, I regret it now.
Well, why'd you have to
Fire him, let him go now.
Why'd you have to make that decision though? That's kind of heavy. They should have made that decision. Not
That's
you.
crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's
another
crazy.
regret. I
It sounds like
regret
reverse
kicking.
psychology.
I regret kicking this kid out of my apartment when I was in my 20s. He was like 5 years old. He could have fell down the steps. I mean, he might have been like 3. 5 might be too generous. He might have been like 3. He could have fell down the steps. I was on the top floor. Anything could have happened. That's the same night I told the story where I said some foul things to Trey because I was mad, and Trey tried to tell me I was wrong while I was mad, and that's not the time to tell me I'm wrong. But I regret kicking the kid out. I regret saying same time period, same apartment. I regret saying some foul things to one of my best female friends still to this day. I said some things to her that once I said it or after she left and I thought about it, I would have never spoken to me again.
And she still love you.
She give
But
you grace. She show you that grace.
Show you that grace, brother.
She shook it off. She shook it off. When I talked to her, she's like, "All right, you disrespectful." So I don't really take anything you say with a grain of salt. So I was lucky there. Another regret. This is one thing I wholeheartedly regret. I regret not taking one piece of advice from the only person other than my mom that I had ever truly looked up to and admired when I was in my 20s. Somebody that's older, somebody that's like 10 plus years older than me. He told me, he kept saying this phrase, and I didn't get it until I lost the job. He said, if you hang with 4 broke friends, you bound to be the 5th.
The 5th.
Gonna be number 5.
Exactly.
And he kept saying it, and I heard him, but I'm like, nah, man, they all right. They're cool. Da 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 da.
Okay.
And then I lost the job, and then I found out. What that phrase meant. I realized how the shift on how they treated me when I had the money, when I supported them, basically. And then once I lost the job, I was like the worst person in the world.
Outcasted.
So I regret not listening to him. And then the last regret, I regret not expressing my love. I'm good. I can express when I'm angry, fine.
That's deep.
I'll cuss anybody out. I'll I'll say any foul thing to anybody at any time.
In the
I'll
book,
I'll yeah, I can fire somebody.
I will
Like
disgrace you, man.
I can actually fire somebody. I couldn't take somebody's job, but if I was in the position to fire somebody, I can do that. I can be the bad guy. I don't mind being the bad guy majority of the time. But for whatever reason, expressing my love was a big issue, and that was my main regret once I guess got my bearings together after my accident.
Mm,
That was my main regret because there's a lot of relationships. I could have been married. I could have been married
mm.
if I just expressed my love, and I didn't.
Wow,
So I
that's
regret
deep.
that.
What you got,
Mm,
Trey?
mm, mm.
Powerful answer, yo.
But you can still express your love too now, right?
Now it's different. I'm talking about before.
Okay.
My
You're
my
talking
my
about like the
whole my
timing.
Yeah.
yeah my whole outlook
Okay.
has
I
changed
got you.
since I was hit since the accident.
I got you. I got you.
Mm,
I
mm.
got you.
It took you to go through that.
Yeah, it
Mm.
took me to be on my deathbed to realize
Mm,
a lot of things.
Wow, that's deep.
mm.
That's a podcast in
So
itself.
so with me, like just for me being open minded enough. First of all, everybody relax. Okay? Everybody just sit back and just,
Here we
let me
go.
let me
Listen,
tell you a
Come
pop
on
story.
the
with
Let me
it.
tell you
Here
a
popcorn.
we
Hey,
story.
go.
Let me tell y'all a story. Let me tell y'all a story. You
open
know
up
what
the
I mean?
Cracker Jack. It's a movie.
YouTube land, eh, let me do my thing.
Since when?
So, yo, when and y'all always hear me bring my sister up, right? Because she's the only person that I went through this thing called life with, who experienced all these painful things, and who I experienced the most laughs with, right?
Hmm.
So when she was here, I was so close minded. I had the attitude. I was carrying myself a certain way. She would always tell me, Trey, you need to call this person. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to. Trey, your cousin locked up. You need to write him. I'm not a writer, right? I'm everything she got. I got a rebuttal. You know what I mean?
Right.
When this woman got stage 4 cancer, in my mind, I turned into a doctor to try to save her life,
Hmm.
right? And so her our relationship was so volatile, like fights, and you know what I mean, like we would scrap, but we would go through so much, but we would love each other so much. So in her last days, bruh, let me tell you, this would have been my one regret, because I would walk up to my sister, and this is when she was well. I'll walk up behind her, I'll kiss her, then I'll run because she hated me kissing. She's like, Trey, don't kiss me. Stay away
Hmm.
from me. You see what I'm saying? Boom, right? We were in her hospital room, bro. And she was in there. She was super duper weak. And so she was walking towards her bed. She could hardly walk. I said, Keisha, give me a kiss. She turned around and she kissed me for the first time in my entire life.
Wow.
If I would have been afraid to ask her to kiss me at that point, that would have been my only regret that I had,
Hmm.
because I was raised by so many strong, broken people. I appreciated the couch. I appreciated the floor. So
Yeah.
I just grew up with so much appreciation, because I understand what it's like to not know if you're gonna have a place to stay, not
Hmm.
knowing if your father is gonna let you come live with him, not knowing if your uncle's marriage is about to get destroyed because you keep sleeping on your uncle's couch. You understand what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
luckily, at a young age, even now, I'm 44 years old, bro. When I get up, I say I'm thankful and I'm grateful for what I have.
That's
I
right.
just I got a daughter who just won a big ass competition. My son, I coach him. My 4-year-old is in basketball camp. I got a wife. Like the shit that I came through. Like I don't have no choice but to be thankful and grateful. So all these strong ass women that raised me up, I can't go back and regret anything, because they gave me everything that they had, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now all I do is I read and I search for more meaning so I could be a stronger person, first for myself,
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm a better man, then I'm a better father, then I'm a better husband, right? So when I read this article, I would read this same article once a year since like 2016, because I wanted to remind myself, like, yo, I'm not gonna be that. I'm not gonna be that.
Mm.
So I want to solve my own problem, so I won't be that person on that bed. Like, damn, yo, E, and I appreciate you for that. You always start off like, yo, what's up with the sports? Because I'm always on the field with my son. I'm always
Mm-hmm.
at my daughter's
You
dance
are.
events, or I'm
Facts.
always at my son's basketball game. I
Mm-hmm.
did not have that. I didn't have that.
Mm.
My father, my uncle was there for me when my father wasn't. When I was 14, my father came back into my life. He did come to some games, but our relationship wasn't like it was with me and my uncle. You
And
see what I'm
you and you
saying?
and you breaking that curse, brother. You
Bruh,
breaking that.
bruh, bruh.
Mm.
So
So now
so
your
so
kids will
I
follow
love
suit after you.
bruh,
Mm.
bruh. So my kids can't have no regrets on how I'm raising them. And I'm
Wow.
not gonna have any regrets on how I'm raising my kids.
Mm.
So and
Powerful.
I always search the gap and the gain. I'm reading this book. It talks about the gaps in your life and the gain. It talks about if you're living a present future life or a present past life. Most of us dwell in the past. The
Mm.
past always pulls us back to that emotion where we keep reliving the same issues over and over. Whatever the trauma was, alcoholism, drugs, violence. I seen it all, but that's not who I am as a person now, right? So
Facts.
I live in the present future where all I'm doing is planning, being goal oriented. So if my kids see me doing this, I'm eliminating that regret excuse, that resistance that he
Mm.
talks about in the book, the self sabotage, right? So I know I
Mm.
went off on a tangent, guys,
Nah,
but
you
listen, that's
good. You
that's
good.
that's that's
Nah,
what I
Yeah.
that
do,
was
man.
that was
So
that
look.
was
Do
great
do
for
your thing,
Lando.
E.
So look. So
Appreciate you, Playboy.
so with this article, right, at the Guardian, with the article from the Guardian, what I like about it is that to be able to read it, it's kind of like you can make yourself self-aware of certain things so you won't do it, right? So where it
Yeah.
says number one, it
Point.
says
Yep.
I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the
Mm.
life others expected of me, right? And when I think about that one, you know how like when you grow up, when you're younger, you have a circle of friends and everybody does things to impress each other to a certain degree. But it's
Sure.
like as you get older, you start not giving a fuck is more about certain things. So no,
Right.
seriously, like it's like
Nah,
stuff
seriously.
that you cared
Everything is an
about or
expectation when you're young. Like if I'm coming with the J's on, I
exactly,
gotta have the phone pauses on. Oh,
exactly,
he
all
got
that
two
type of
numbers.
stuff,
I'm
right?
getting four numbers. I need four, bro.
Right.
So it's always
So
a
so
friendly
my question
competition
is
thing.
with number one, like do you all feel that you're living your true self? You know what I mean? Like, do you feel like you're being who you want to be? And I'm gonna relate this. I'm gonna try to push it into a marriage type thing, or for me, that's how I'm gonna
Mm.
relate it. So it's saying about being your true self. So I'm not gonna make a relationship thing, but guys, sometimes when you meet women, you'll first what they say, you meet the representative first, and you'll give a representation of yourself who's not really you, because if the woman doesn't like something in particular, you make it seem like you don't do that or you not like that or whatever. And to me, when you find your true person is the person that you can be totally you with and
Mm.
all and be your complete self with. So when I'm reading this and I'm asking, am I my true self? I am my true self because I don't put on no front for anybody or anything, but my wife helps me be my true self because I can be who I am with her because I had that comfortability. Now that's just my
Okay.
relation to that. Am I being my true self? Do you all feel like y'all being y'all true self, or do y'all have any times where you felt like you wasn't being yourself?
What you think? What you think, AG?
I don't know how to be anything but myself. And that
The
came from,
alpha. The alpha.
yeah, I mean, there's no beta in me, bro.
Yeah,
but
At all.
we all
At
know AG an
all.
alpha male.
but
At
but
all.
but I would say
At all. My
when I
shirt say at all on
at
it.
all.
Go
So
ahead, AG.
when I was younger, And I had, kids before I could legally drink alcohol. I had 2 children. Um, I didn't. There were a lot of things that would have gone the right way if I was more assertive instead of just being like, all right, this person's older than me, or there's a lot of people saying the same thing, so they got to be right, and I'm the one that's wrong. You know what I mean? I must be crazy because I'm viewing it this way. So there's no way that all these people are wrong and I'm right, which it tended to be that actually I was right. You know what I mean? And not to be arrogant, because I don't go trying to be right. I try to be truthful. And when you're trying to be truthful, you try to gain knowledge and how things truly work. If your path is looking for the truth, then if you hear the truth, you speak the truth, and you live in the truth, regardless of what other people are doing, as long as you bet on yourself and go with the truth, you're always going to be fine. And I didn't do that initially, and it cost me a lot. But once I lost everything, and I was like, all right, I listen to everybody else. Now let me listen to me. Everything started falling into place. So it took me losing a lot for me to get to that point. And that's why I'm always very.
Did you lose anything, or did you really lose though, or were you gaining?
I mean, I gained a lot of experience. And this was during the time when I was doing mortgages. I used to manage a Hispanic division at the age of 26.
Oh, that's dope.
And then why I mentioned that is I was on top of the world, like working 50, 60-hour work weeks, making the money, having the cars and the houses and everything. And I lost it all. Material possessions, I lost it all during the housing crash. So, 2007 rolled around. I got hit by that really hard. But I'll tell you what, I gained it all back with interest a year and a half later. Whatever I had lost, I gained. And that's why when I used to do the stock talks that we used to have at NT,
The obstacle is the way. The obstacle is the way.
I would tell you that
obstacle's the way.
I was prepared for the downturn because I seen the markers, right? So I was able to prepare, and I didn't lose a thing. So the same test happened to me again, but with the experience and wisdom I received from before, I was able to just cruise on by and actually gain from it. So, I encourage people to give themselves grace and make mistakes.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Allow yourself some
That's
mistakes,
great.
because
That's great.
if you're truly working out here, if you're truly growing and learning, you're going to make mistakes along the way.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to explain
That's the
anything
best
to anyone.
teacher. Mistake is the best teacher.
Of course. But I mean, those are my 2 cents. What about you, T? How about you?
My life is on autopilot, so no, I'm not living my best life right now because I have one focus, and that one focus outweighs anything else I want to do. So I'm not living my best life. I'm trying to get to the point where I can live my best life. But throughout life, before the, I guess the circumstances that I'm going through now, I would say, yeah, I really didn't care what nobody thought. Like after the hardest thing I had to do was walk away from my childhood friends and find a new friend group.
Wow.
That was the biggest obstacle. Probably not. That's probably a lie. But to me, at that young age, that was the hardest thing that I ever had to do. And the backlash from doing it.
That's hard. That's hard to do.
And to get and I just developed this shell to where it was like, man, fuck it, and fuck y'all if y'all feel away. And so since then, I don't really care what people think of me. I don't care what expectations they have of me. If I hit your expectations, great.
Yo.
Hey, go on mute, man. I don't know if you in the helicopter or something. Go on mute while T talking.
That's me.
Yeah. Sound like you in a sauna. Go ahead, T. Keep talking, T.
Passing the ice drink.
They getting the mani petty. They getting the mani petty while doing it.
Passing the ice drink.
I was getting my belly rub, but go ahead, T.
That's just what it sounds like. My bad. Go ahead, T.
Quiet. We in the podcast right now. Continue, T. Go ahead, T. I'm sorry.
Nah, but I don't really care about others' expectations of me. It doesn't matter. My expectations are my expectations. If I reach them, great. If I don't, well, I got to work on reaching my own expectations.
Hey, you know what? I got a good one.
That was
This is
good,
this,
T. That was good.
That was
but
great.
this is super relatable, right? And so this is the number 4 regret that they put. Staying. I wish I stayed in touch with my friends. Are we all staying in touch with our friends? That's a crucial one,
Unfortunately,
right? And but you know what?
Unfortunately.
I'm,
Nah,
I'm playing. I'm
So
playing.
you know how people fall out. You know how people fall out with each other,
Yeah,
and then you realize that it wasn't that serious.
Right.
yeah, bro.
Or for me, it's times where it's like I'll say that I'm a call a person, and I have good intentions, but I just don't make
Mm.
the call. You know what I
You don't make
mean?
the
And
call, bro.
Yeah.
yeah, not
That's
with
resistance.
everybody. You
That's
know,
resistance,
like
E.
it
That's
is
resistance
resistance. It
right
is
there.
resistance because you end up talking to the people you have the most in common with or that you're around all the time. But you may have friends that are just as close, but you don't talk to them as much and you all don't reach out to each other, but it's nothing personal, anything like that. And you're
But
right,
is
A
that
it
is
lot
a
of
fair to
time
say?
regret.
be
Is
with
it fair
petty
to
shit
say
though.
this?
A lot of
You
time be
just you
petty
just
shit too.
you just outgrown a relationship. Is it fair to say that?
No, no. Well,
Sometimes,
in certain
sometimes.
Yeah, I think
circumstances, but
I'm
but but
with
but, but
I'm
I'm
with my
relating
man
it
on this
to,
one.
You
but I'm
you
relating
all
it
grew it,
to
bro.
Yeah, when do you know to
no.
leave a relationship though?
That's the
That's a
thing
pod, but
because
that's a
That's a
if it's
pod in
five. That's a
dormant,
itself.
five.
No,
if
hold
it's
on, hold up, hold
dormant,
up. But I'm not talking about I don't mean it in a way of friends that you grew apart from. I'm talking about people who are really your friends. You didn't grow apart from them
Right.
or anything like that. It's just that
Okay.
y'all don't keep in contact. I got best friends that I may
Got it.
see once or twice a year, but it doesn't change that person
Okay.
from being my best friend. It's just that they
Right.
have a
That's true.
life, they married, they got a couple kids, and I'm over here doing this, and it's nothing like that. Now I know what y'all talking about,
Right.
but that's not what I was.
yeah,
That's not what I
I
was talking
got
about.
you.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about
Nah.
people that you're close to,
Yeah.
that you don't really still keep in touch with that much. That's one
Yep.
thing that me. I have a big circle of friends. Honestly, like I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it's
me
20
too.
Yeah.
people I
Yeah.
keep in touch with. That's just
Yeah,
friends. It's not even including family. So
family,
sometimes
right?
it's just hard to keep in touch with everybody. I don't have a regret about it,
Yeah.
but that's something that on number 4 that people do have a regret about. So that's just something to
Mm.
put out there for even the people listening. If you have strange relationships or whatever, or any of that, or it's people you don't keep in touch with, try not to zone out. Just make the call. Just shoot them a
Mm-hmm.
text or whatever,
Yeah,
because you don't want that to be a regret. So
And
I
but
that's
don't
keep
know.
big.
yeah, it is.
Yeah, but no, but no, but to add on to what you're saying, E, you know what I hate, dog? It's like when you thinking about them and you don't call them, and then they might call you out of the
Yeah, that
blue,
happens
and
all the
I'm
Mm,
like,
time, bro.
damn,
yeah, that
I'm
happened to
mad
me
now.
too.
Like, man, I wanted to call you first,
Quantum
bro.
entanglement,
I was just
man.
Right,
dragging my
right.
feet.
Quantum
I was
Yeah,
dragging
entanglement.
my
I
feet.
was
And
dragging
you know
my
the
toes,
crazy
man.
thing, I was dragging my feet. But they took the action that you with the word just dragging your feet on for a year, 2 years. And then the worst part is if somebody passed away, bro. That's the
Mm,
worst.
Hmm.
That's the
worse.
I've been
Yup.
through that
Yup.
with
Me
a
too.
Agreed.
extremely close friend. He was like a
Yup.
brother to me, bro.
Wow.
Right? But at the same time, like you said, that's the resistance. Just make the call. They're on your mind because they invested equity in your life, like you invested equity in their life. It could be a bro. It be
Very
people
true.
that be having more beef with their family members
For
than
sure.
close friends.
Man, that's a
Who
fact.
who where it's so much stuff that they be wanting to say that they should say. Because a
Hmm.
lot of it, if you say something to me, I might have had the whole wrong perception of why we weren't talking in the first place. If I'm your cousin, if I'm your sister, why are you more comfortable with a stranger than you are with me? You can't even talk to
Talk
me.
about it.
You can't even talk to me because of perception or
Wow.
because of our past traumas,
Yeah,
right?
that we went
So
through
if
together, and I
now
know
we went through them shits together. Like I threatened
facts
people's lives over my
for
sister.
you.
I
Yeah.
threatened people's lives. You
Mm.
see what I'm saying? So it's just like yo. And guess what? When she was in her last days, wasn't none of them people there that I
Mm.
threatened. It was it was me and it was my mother and it was like two other people there. But everybody else did not matter. The people that mattered were in the room. And that's what it's about, E. But you're absolutely correct. I hate when I'm thinking about calling somebody and they reach out to me first. That's
No,
telling you, like,
that's
man,
one
like,
of the
damn it, I was thinking about you. They're like, yeah, right. No, no, no. I was actually thinking about you. I was just procrastinating.
No, that's
And he
one
talks about
of
that in the book.
that's one
Listen,
of
I
people's.
text.
Would you say,
You said
T?
you text
I was gonna
T.
say I text a friend of mine a couple days ago. I text her. I said I want to see you, and she hit me
Okay.
back. She hit me back and
Bounce
said,
chicka wow wow.
"No, no, no, no." She hit
Sin,
me
sin,
back
sin.
and
Sin, sin, sin.
Zen, zen, zen.
she said, "What's wrong?" And I
Oh.
said, "Nothing's wrong. I just want to see you. I want to spend time with the ones I love more.
There
Spend
you
more
go.
time with the ones I love." And then she says, "Are you dying?" And
See
I'm
what I'm
like,
saying?
I said, "I can't be
Whoa.
She said, "You caught me off guard. You're
She
not
ain't used to
sentimental."
that from you.
She's not used to that from you, T.
T
But
Streets was feeling like
you
Teddy.
you just
With the
but by you
grass.
doing
Come
that,
home tonight.
T, you can change the whole future of your relationship by what you're doing just by one text message.
Whoa.
Just by one text message. Change the whole dynamic of the relationship. Cause listen, we all have perceptions of other people,
We
of
all
our
do.
of our of our friends. Some of our friends might be dead wrong, where they might think something that didn't happen, or vice versa. Right? We had a situation where E told me that one of our close friends was sick a couple weeks ago. I reached out, I texted him immediately. Immediately. He hit me back immediately. I told him that I loved him because I do, because shit happens, right? So, but that opens up the door to make the future conversations easier. But it takes one text, one phone call.
For
And you can
sure.
change somebody's whole you can change the whole relationship, bro, with one phone call. Go ahead, E.
No, I
Facts.
was gonna say, now with these pods, we try to we always give both sides, right? And so we've been talking about regret. And there's ways that you can avoid regret. And that's where this book, The War of Art, comes in, because in this book it basically discussed that um when you, let's just say for an example, you say it could be something simple like today when I get home I'm gonna read a book, and then instead of reading a book, when you come home you do something else, and in the book it labels that it's called resistance. So resistance can also mean in the book it seems like resistance can be anything. Resistance can be your mind, resistance can be a negative spirit, resistance can be whatever it is that's making you not do what you said. And so in
Mm-hmm.
order to bypass that, you have to really, what I've learned for myself is I try not to zone out to what I have to do, and I just try to do it. So let's just say, for instance, if I tell myself that when I get home, I'm going to read a book, instead of me thinking about all day what I'm going to do when I get home, I'm just going to get home and I'm going to just pull the book out and I'm going to read it.
Dope.
That's just an example. So
Right.
when you do, if you try to apply that method to your life, you'll have a lot of days where you get more accomplished and you don't have to look back and think about what you should have did or what you could have did. That's my method when it comes to beating the resistance, because resistance is
Yeah.
always going to be there, especially when you're trying to do something positive. There's always going to be something. I'm going to tell you, whenever I have to write or do anything, even when it's studying for the pod, everybody calls my phone at that time. I get
Everybody,
1,000 texts, I get
especially me.
1,000 calls, but it's only when I'm trying to do something to better myself or do something that, productive. It happens like that. And that's the thing where in the book it talks about resistance. And you have to be able to tune that out and still do what you need to do so you won't have to live with regrets.
I got
Yes,
Bruh,
sir.
I got a
my
workaround for
favorite.
that. I got a good
Discipline.
workaround.
Go ahead.
I
Go
got a
ahead. Go
good
ahead.
I got a good workaround.
Go ahead,
And this
AJ.
is what messes a lot of people up. Listen, I'm gonna charge y'all for this. My life coach Trey is
Yeah,
gonna charge
charge
you
me.
for this.
I'm a
Relax.
double charge you.
As
I'm a
my
double
brother
charge
would
you.
say, relax. I'm about to tell you a story.
Relax. Tell you a story.
Listen, if you want to get rid of all procrastination and resistance, it's very simple. What you have to do is this. You first have to determine what your priorities are. Once you have priorities, you write those priorities down. Then you go into your calendar and you start blocking off time where you're going to focus on those priorities through action. So you're going to have
Fall in love with
tasks.
your calendar.
Correct.
Mhm.
Schedule the time and then have yourself a checklist of things that need to be done on a daily basis for you to work towards your priority or to support your priority. If you're a writer, make sure you're blocking off an hour or two. That's it. That's because, listen, all of us in a professional landscape, when it's time for us to do something and it's on the calendar, we do it. Same thing goes with your physicality. If you're taking care of your health, block off time to cook, block off time to work out. I promise you, if you treat that like a meeting, your life is going to flow a lot better, because you're not going to be thinking, oh man, I got to find the time. No, this is literally making the time.
You must do that. You must do it.
And you have to hold yourself accountable.
Yeah. So to add on to what my brother AG said, who, yes, he is in my life coaching program. Okay. You could sign on, you can sign up, you get 30% off for the rest of the month. But check me out.
Send me a link, Trey.
So I got you. No problem. So where Tony Robbins, the great Tony Robbins, talks about you have to turn your shoulds into musts, right? Tony Robbins said most people should all over themselves. It's hilarious. I should do this. I should do that. But everybody must turn the shoulds into musts. Everybody will get their must. If you like weed, you are going to go get that fucking weed. It's a priority.
Necessary.
It's a priority to you. If you want them sneakers, you're going to get those sneakers. Whatever you want, that's a priority to you. It just depends on what is your priority. That's what it is. It talks about the magic of goal setting, just like AG said. If you plan off time, then it's impossible for you to mess up, because it's already blocked off. It's 5 o'clock. Oh, I gotta read this book. Like E was talking about. Oh, it's 7 o'clock. I gotta write this down for the pod. I gotta write this down for whatever. But getting back to the War of Art, my favorite quote in there where he talks about, he said, most of us have 2 lives: the life that we live and the unlived one within us. Between the two stands resistance.
The
Meaning
unlived.
people know what they should be doing. They just put distractions in front of that. And then later on, the distractions turn into more distractions. And then they look back, oh, I should have got that done. I should have got that done. I should have got that done. Instead of just doing it in the first place, so you already on to the next thing. So that's what I wanted to add.
Nah, that's dope, bro.
Yay,
I had to clap you up on that one, Trey.
Come on,
Nah,
bro.
that was
Come
dope,
on,
man.
bro. The cash out. I'm gonna get that cash out. You
I'm
dig?
telling you,
You
life
dig?
coach Trey.
I'm gonna send that cash
Life
out, bro.
coach Trey.
Hey, but listen, man. Hey, listen. This was dope, man. That was a dope ass. This is basically a book review pod, bro. And we had some great listeners in here with us. We got A Moody.
Y'all go get
82.
that. The war art. Get it now.
The
Good
war,
book.
the war of art is free. It's free on YouTube. It's free on YouTube. All right, we got
Y'all heard it from
Jasmine
us.
Blue. We got Jasmine Blue.
Okay, baby.
We up. Hey, Millie got us whole. Hey, Millie got us
I got the
whole
entourage.
squad
When I
tonight.
come
We
in
got the
here,
squad.
when I come
We got
in here,
the
they come
squad
through,
with
y'all.
us.
I keep telling y'all that, man.
Lord.
Huh?
Him and Donnie with the beehive, with the beehive. We got Pretty Reds. We got Love _ We got BNRFZGZ in the studio. We got my man Dikembe Williams, aka Dikembe Mutombo, little brother.
My dog.
We got Donnie. We got Miss Donnie. We got Miss Donnie.
We bring life to
in
the podcast,
studio.
Trey.
You
We
dig?
bring
You
life, man.
dig?
We throw water on it. That's all.
You did. We got
throw
Miss
water on it.
Ladybug. We got Miss Ladybug. And here we have Dejanay in the studio with us. We also have who else we have in here? We have Miss Nicole Mayfield in the studio with us here tonight. How you doing there, Miss Nicole? You're only an hour late, but it's all good. You under the day? Ain't no big deal. But listen, that's who we have, man. Listen,
Well,
keep
what's
listening.
good.
Every Thursday at 8 o'clock, take them home, E.
Every Thursday, man, like we always do, man, we just want to appreciate every listener, anybody who follows us on Instagram, who likes the show. It's truly appreciated. Share, tell a friend. The pod is available on anywhere that you listen to podcasts, but the place where I like to drive everybody is to YouTube. So you can go to Instagram, and our Instagram is the Rec Room Pod, and then on the Instagram page, there's a link to our YouTube. We're trying to get our subscribers up, so please
Follow
listen
them
to
now.
YouTube,
Them
but
now.
subscribe to the YouTube page. At every episode, as I say, we're supposed to be shooting It's not no supposed to. We're going to be shooting the in-person.
It's coming. It's coming.
In
Yep,
August.
yep. It's in the
And,
way.
I can't wait for that. So y'all gonna be able to put some faces with the voices, and that's how we're gonna do that. That's coming up soon. So once again, thank everybody for the pod and for joining. Catch y'all next time.
Peace. Appreciate it. All love, baby.